to guarantee to blow up your channel. It's literally, it's just like, I'm just gonna throw my chips in and I'm just gonna hope for the best.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So does anyone have anything?
Thanks for the question.
Let's go over here. You.
What kind of editing software do you use or would you recommend?
We-
How strong a computer do you have to have?
We both use Adobe Premiere Pro. There's two programs that are the most common, Adobe Premiere Pro and Sony Vegas.
If you're on a PC.
Yeah.
If you're on a Mac, it's Final Cut Pro.
How powerful computer? I mean, sometimes it even depends what you do. If you do gaming, probably like...
I mean, if you do gaming stuff, honestly, as long as it's like, you know, pretty much any computer or laptop on the market right now is powerful enough to edit a video.
Mm.
But it depends what kind of content you make. So if you make gaming videos, for example, then you'd want a gaming computer so that you can run the games properly. But if you're just, you know, doing vlogs and stuff, you can literally have it. As long as it can run the program, you can have any computer you want. And that's the misconception about a lot of things, is that like better equipment doesn't necessarily make better videos. Especially, you know, like so many people think, oh, in order to compete with the big guys, I need to get a $2,000 camera or a $500 microphone and like a $5,000 PC.
I mean, take Vines, for example. That's just done on your phone, and those get like millions of views. I think what makes YouTube...
I started my camera and microphone when I first started off was an iPhone 3. Yeah. I didn't have a microphone, I didn't have a camera, but I had a crappy little iPhone 3, so like my first 6 months of videos was just on that. But I still got by because it's honestly like, especially with us, we're a lot more of a personality-based YouTuber, so it's all about that. It's, you need a personality.
Like we can just put up our phone and like, that's something that makes YouTube or social media, the entertainment in that world is so much more different than the one on TV. In a lot of ways, even YouTube is kind of sort of replacing TV. With YouTube, I mean, it has humor in it that doesn't really make sense on TV and vice versa. So like, you can't just expect to, I don't know, film someone saying, yeah boy, for like 20 seconds, and then expect that to do just as well on TV. If it's on TV, it's kind of weird. Like cat videos kind of make sense on the internet. So I think what makes it interesting is there's a personal, I guess, connection through the screen. Because it's like, this is someone that's just like me. I don't really care what kind of equipment that they have, but you know, they seem like a pretty cool person, and I always go into cat videos, but I mean, even cringe compilations and everything like that, and Vines, like, it's all done on the phone, so we're just in that kind of world. But to answer your question, it's Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah, Adobe Premiere Pro is, kind of has a steep learning curve to it, because there's just so much you can do with it. From my understanding, I mean, I've used Adobe Premiere Pro for as long as I've done YouTube, but Sony Vegas, and even like Windows Movie Maker, honestly, I know some big YouTubers who still use Windows Movie Maker. So it's honestly like how much you can do. It's all about experimentation when it comes to editing at the end of the day. Just use the software that you find the most comfortable.
I will share with you guys something that most YouTubers have when it comes to vlogging. This is called the Canon G7X. The reason why YouTubers use this one, it's convenient to have, and also this part, you can just see yourself on this screen. So it's like, if I just turn this on, like you guys can just see yourself, and it's super easy. And the quality is really nice too. If you guys ever get this too, there's a microphone on the top. Try not to put your finger on there, because by the time you
sound like this.
Yeah, so yeah, that's just a little fun fact if you guys want to know where you can get started with vlogs and stuff. So Canon G7X. But thanks for your question. Guy in the green?
So what type of lighting equipment do you generally use? I know you didn't start with lighting equipment. What do you use now that you have an established channel?
I just use, there's these things that are really cool called ring lights. So usually you can just have one and kind of place it behind your camera so that it's kind of just shining on your face. But when you do that, there's a shadow that's usually cast behind you. If you have two though, you have two lights like that, then it gets rid of the shadows behind you and your whole face gets illuminated. But again, like, I wouldn't go out of the way to buy lighting immediately.
Yeah.
If you have, like, I started with like a desk lamp, just like right here. And even before that, like, I didn't have anything. I just relied on the sunlight coming through my window to shine my face. But lighting is fairly cheap. Like, I have 2 ring lights that I use, and that was like $80.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they're
for
pretty
2 of
big,
them,
and
yeah.
the light bulb lasts so long. It's like
Yeah.
a huge light bulb.
Yeah.
I use, I think it's called Studio Lumia. It's these umbrella, like, what are they? Like LED? Is it LED?
Yeah, they're LED.
Yeah,
they're
it's-
LED light bulbs with like an umbrella attached to it.
Yeah, and
kind of
then
disperse the light.
so we have 2. I've always tried using one, but it never works out because having 2, like, because the camera's in the middle, and then so like if I only have one on here, then you see this like really disturbing shadow right here. So luckily most packets have 2. So I would definitely go something that also has like some kind of like umbrella or like a white coverage over the light bulb, and that should be fine.
But if you have like a window in your room house or wherever that
Same thing.
brings in a light,
Yeah.
just place a camera in front of that window and just film it during a good time of the day. And there you go, there's your lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the question.
Let's see. Over here in the front. Ooh.
Most fun video we ever made. I think for me it was. I think for me, usually it's the videos that you're the proudest of making. So for me, it was probably top 10 anime series of all time.
Yeah.
The April Fool's video that I did. Which is like a crowd favorite as well. I really love that video. I just kind of, it was just, if you guys don't know, it's a video that I did April Fool's, was it last year? I think it was last year. It was April Fool's last year where I made a video pretty much making fun of top 10 anime lists. And I don't know, I just had I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun writing that. I had a lot of fun editing that. And you know, the end result, a lot of people really liked it. So, sorry. Yeah, it was a full. It was a full. Like I structured it like a proper top 10 anime list, but you know, the jokes I put in it was just complete. Like number 2 was Undertale. So I was just making fun of stuff. That's probably the most fun that I had. And collabs, like doing collabs with other YouTubers is also really, really fun. Yeah.
I think there's so many. Well, just to put it as a collection, a lot of stuff that I did in the very beginning, where like I talked everything you didn't know about a certain anime, but the funnest video I did was probably attempting Yuri on ice skating. That one was so great. Man, I ate so much ice that day. Because it's just like, I conveniently found 2 fans that knew how to ice skate really well, that also compete. So I was like, this is a calling. And they were like, oh, we love your videos. So it was like a really good connection to have. And I was like, can you hold this camera for a second and just vlog me as you also teach me? They're like, okay. And they said, I showed them what they did in the anime, and they're like, so you just do a twirl here? I said, I just do a twirl? Okay, cool, sounds great. And yeah, that was, I don't know, it was a tiring day, but it's nice to know that I could just share that experience. So also playing the Yuri on Ice theme kazoo version was great. So yes, you in the front.
What is it better to only make like 1 or 2 certain types of like video content, or would you want to do like more to get widespread?
Me personally, I think you should make as many times. Just make whatever you want. Like, you know, I call myself an anime channel, but for the first 2.5 years of my channel, I was also doing gaming videos. You know, and they were doing well. And I do vlogs, and sometimes I do music covers. I do, you know, Japanese lessons.
But I would
That's
say,
part of the content. So you can just do 1 or 2 types of videos if you really want to focus on a certain audience. But if you're just doing it for the fun of it, which you should do at the end of the day if you're doing YouTube, just make whatever you want. It doesn't matter if it's all over the place. People will come. Eventually, people will start to come to you for what you're making. But once they see bunch of videos that you make and they start to like you, then they'll come back for you. They won't come back for one video you make.
I would say partially that is our saving grace, that we have become personality based, but there are some channels out there that have branded a certain type of style. So like, let's say, what's his name, Matthew Santoro?
Matthew Santoro, yeah.
Matthew Santoro, he does top 10s. So if he just did a random thing like look at my cat, I don't know if that would do nearly as well. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Or like if BuzzFeed just started doing cooking. Well, no, they didn't. They're so weird. They do like everything. And huh? Gaming. Yeah. If BuzzFeed opened up a gaming channel, it wouldn't really work because they've come so far, literally doing this one type of brand that you know it's a BuzzFeed video, plain background, 10 different people, or like the Fine Bros reaction channels. If they did, I don't know, something else. If they did vlogs, it wouldn't really make sense. So our saving grace, honestly, is that we're personality based. So there is a certain circle that we try to keep relevant to at the end. But once you pick what you want to do, you get so many ideas because you're just that invested into what makes your channel. So.
Next question.
Yeah, you in the front?
Yeah. Is there any expectations for beginner YouTubers or reality checks?
Just expect your growth to be extremely slow at first. It took me 6 months to get my first 1,000 subscribers. So
it took, just to put in perspective, let's see, well, I mean, because everyone's different. Philip DeFranco took 10 years to get to where he is today, and so did Smosh. Same amount of time, completely different amount of subs. And it's because, there's always just that one thing. I would say, I don't know, maybe one day, I think Philip DeFranco just came in when a lot of crap was happening on YouTube, and so it's like, oh, this guy has a level-headed opinion on what's going on. So it's very different.
And there are some people who do it for 10 years and they, get 1,000 subs.
Yeah, or
So
Bill Wirtz, who made the history of everything, who doesn't upload for a year, and all of a sudden he uploads another video, 27 million views, and shoots up from
So
that.
that's why I always say to people, if you're just going to do YouTube because you want to be rich and famous, take a good one. Because the 99% of people, right now, I don't know how many YouTube channels there are altogether, but right now, there are roughly only 5,000 people in the world that do this full time. So that's to just put it in perspective, right? So that's why I always tell people, the fame and the money and everything is like a bonus. You should just do it. Like Aki and I and a lot of people who do this full time now started it because it was just something fun to do. We just wanted to be creative. We just wanted to make videos. And then lo and behold, we just happened to be that lucky group that made it. But there are a lot of people who unfortunately don't do that. So if you are doing YouTube, even just for fun, just expect the growth to be very slow at first. You're not gonna get like 10,000 subscribers from your first video. I mean, you might, but just don't expect anything. Yeah, that's my advice.
Yeah, and let's take another one over here. You right there in the gray shirt. Yes.
I want to ask, what kind of time commitment is involved in running the channel like what you guys have?
Well, we upload approximately 3 to 5, every 3 to 5 days. Per video, it ranges from maybe 2 to 12 hours of editing and filming altogether. Some videos, I would say I average maybe 6 to 8.
I average a lot more because I probably do a little bit more editing than you. I probably average like close to like 10 per video.
And there's like some channels out there that are ridiculous. Like there's Game Theory. They have like 25 people as a team. And they dedicate so much time day in and day out. PewDiePie is just a prodigy because he puts out 2 a day, and he, from what I've heard, he pretty much takes no breaks whatsoever. You're going to spend a lot of time on editing that you will probably
just to put in
film.
perspective, back when I was doing gaming videos, when I was a full-time university student, I was uploading a video a day. I was uploading daily while doing university full-time. my computer was continuously on for 2 years straight. Because I would wake up in the morning, I would record, then I would go to university for a full day, come home, edit, and then upload the video during the night. And because Australian upload speeds were like third world country standards of slow, by the time I got up the next morning to record something, it would just have finished. And I would do that every single day.
When I started off, I spent all day, because that's also when I was teaching myself everything at once. I had my really good friend Misty Crenexia teach me also, but he kind of left everything because you'll find a certain style that you want your video to be in. So in the beginning, I spent all day and I would just making footage, and then editing would start from 6 p.m. and then I would stay up until 7 a.m. the next day, and I did that every day for a year. So that was. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. Yeah.
It's weird now that we do it full time. We don't put as much time, just because I think we've learned that it is important to take breaks because
you'll die.
With me, for example, yeah, definitely that's one. But the other one is in my case, gaming videos are a lot easier to do than the stuff I do now. The stuff I do now takes. Anywhere from a day to a few weeks to even research, and then I have to write a script, and then I have to record it, and then I do way more editing than 2 years ago.
We actually just went on a European trip, and we did 10 videos, plus the videos that we had to do during that time as we were editing those videos.
Yeah, so
and
all of June, I didn't leave the house all of June. Because I was making videos for June, but I was also making videos for all of July. So yeah.
Lots and lots of time. But it's still fun.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? If you enjoy doing it, then it's not going to be a toll on you. And that's why, I can't, stress enough, do YouTube because you love it.
Also, when you have to pay rent, you have to do it. You will find time. You will make time. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go over here. Let's see. You. Bandana.
Crap, I forgot.
Sorry.
How many videos have you ever done for that reason? Because I have to make this video, but so your sort of heart wasn't in it. But you're I gotta do it because I gotta pay rent.
I'd say a lot of my. It's funny because I'd say now. I had a lot more of those videos back when I wasn't doing it full time, more than I was doing it full time, which is kind of weird. You think it's the opposite, but I think now that I've been doing it for so long, I've kind of raised my standards of this is worthy to show to the world. So I actually now the past year or so, I've scrapped more videos than I have 3 years prior to that. I've gotten to so many times I've got to a point where I'm just about to upload it, and I look over it and I'm like, nah, that's not not a good video, and I just scrap it and do it. So it's weird. You'd think that because I have this impending demon that is red above my head, that it's I gotta get this video out. I just need to get it out because I need the algorithm. But I don't know. It's probably a bad thing on my part that I think like that now. But I don't know. I guess now, the videos of the past year or so, I'm way more proud of than any other videos I made prior to that. And luckily, people who watch me kind of agree, I hope.
And then I was gonna say, and then if you save them, you can be these are the top 10 worst videos I would have ever posted.
Right, and it's funny because there are a few times where I've taken a scrapped video and I've rewritten it, and then I was that's better.
Well, it's kind of like an artist when you're you hear draws or paints or does anything. Yeah. Have you? I'm pretty sure every single one of you have had that experience of when you draw something. Oh, this is a great idea. Then you can be 3/4 of the way through, and then you hate it, and then you just scrap it. Same thing with video editing. But yeah, thank you. Another question? You all the way over there, blue shirt. Yeah.
Is there a sweet spot on how long you want the video to be?
Yes. Before the YouTube's algorithm changes all the time. Right now, a lot of experts say the optimal time for one video is roughly 10 minutes. Because they say that 10 minutes is the time where it's long enough for people to keep their attention, but it's also not too
Yeah.
that it feels like the video is going on forever.
Sometimes I do it like 5 minutes because I'm like
Yeah.
thinking, I don't want like.
But again, it depends on the style of videos that you want to do. Like, for example, like I tend to make a lot longer videos than Aki does because I like to explain myself a lot more so that people understand the videos a lot more. Whereas Aki's type of content is things like skits are more suited to shorter. So, and like gaming videos, for example, can go all the way up. You know, it can be as condensed as 3 minutes to an hour.
I would like to explain that algorithm a little bit. There is something interesting that happened with gaming that completely changed the way YouTube had to change itself. The reason gaming did so well is because they were easy to do, they were easy to edit, and people watched them longer. And the thing that YouTube values more than how many views or how many clicks something has is how long people are watching. Because otherwise you could just refresh your page, and that's what they did in the very beginning. People just kept like clickbaiting, saying, hey, look, hot chick, but then you go in there and it's just like some guy making curry, and then people click away. And then YouTube found this flaw. But then one day somebody's just like, hey, look, Amnesia's out. Let's record ourselves being like totally scared about this, and people loved it. And then PewDiePie came out, and part of the reason why he also blew up was he was like one of like the major ones to really do this, to make one, horror funny, and then two, he lived in a foreign country, because many of you may not know this, but YouTube actually gives more leeway to those who live outside of the US, because YouTube wants to be global. So he had that, and also he was in Sweden, which is less competitive, so he was always on the front page. Third, his videos were always 10 minutes and over, and when you play a video game, and you watch a video game, time flies by so fast, so you don't even know.
And also with video game content, once you've seen, like, it's usually in a series. So once you start watching one, you're more inclined to click to the next one.
That's why they say
Next
part
one,
1,
next
part
one.
20, yeah, and so they keep
even
doing
though the videos are long, people are more inclined to stay for longer. Which is why, after that algorithm change happened in 2009, I'd say,
Yeah.
roughly around that time, stuff like vlogs, animations especially, were just completely wiped off YouTube. Because when it comes to animations used to rule YouTube because, you know, it didn't matter how long the video was. It was like, you watched it, there you go, that's a view, and there's your money. But after the watch time thing came along, animations are not only tend to be shorter, but they also take way longer to make. So animators just got completely screwed over.
But the demand for those gaming YouTubers and bigger bigger YouTubers that did grow, because we're so organic with how much content we have to bring out, they became a big demand. So there was something to kind of sort of balance things out. But yeah, animators kind of got the short end. What YouTube is now, because they're actually trying to kind of silence gaming a little bit in their own community, because there was just way too many, and that's why they're not recommending PewDiePie every day, or Markiplier every day, or Jacksepticeye every day, because then they wanted to show we're YouTube, where there's so many types of videos. And there's actually 3 channels that really blew up last year: Brave Wilderness, Braille Skateboarding, and Unbox Therapy. One, because they were different, and it wasn't because they were different. But they also blew up, and I think with Brave Wilderness especially, what made them so interesting was that animals and the internet are like soulmates. And then you mix in shock value and some guy not clickbaiting and literally getting stung by something, it works, and that's why he really blew up. So with gaming, YouTube right now is starting to make that its own thing and trying to really search and find the people who are now making different things other than gaming that are also getting really popular. So yeah.
So to answer your question, 10 minutes.
This video's not
Thank you.
longer.
Okay, we got it.
Longer.
Rainbow Dude.
Oh, okay. I did just want to ask, because there's no months of glitching also being like 2017 is not or even because I've noticed that just like you said earlier, a lot of these like PewDiePie models have gotten to this point where I just want to make whatever I want to make.
Right.
That's what's going to be out with you. And I just want to
it's kind of tragic because 2017 has probably become like the hardest year to start. I mean, it's always been difficult to start. Like even when we started, like there was already so much competition. But nowadays, not only is there so much competition, but also YouTube just itself is not very beginner friendly anymore, which sucks. And I completely know that struggle, and that's why, I mean, I for one tend to actually look for smaller channels and channels that are just starting off and try and work with them or try and be friends with them because I know what it's like to be the little guy because I started with zero just like everybody else.
I will dive into that. One thing that does help is collabs, and it's only normal to want to work with someone that's bigger. The best thing I can probably give you is, sounds cliche, but literally make something that probably no one else is making, and make it, even if it sounds like the most niche idea, make it in a way where it's entertaining anybody that probably has no idea what this is. Or like that they want to know or that it was entertaining. And then when it comes to collabing, pick somebody that is kind of at your level, so that way you both can grow. And
if you're at 1,000 subscribers, don't continuously subscribe with someone who has 300,000 subscribers, because what the problem you run into that is that there is this YouTuber that I once knew who did exactly that. He had 1,000 something subscribers, and he would continuously collab with people with 100,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers, 1,000,000 subscribers. And yeah, sure, it got him a lot of exposure, and it got him a ton of subscribers. But the problem is that you get these things which I like to coin pity subs, which is where a smaller YouTuber is featured in a bigger YouTuber's channel, and that bigger YouTuber's fan base says, hey, look at this smaller YouTuber I don't know. Oh, but he's friends with the YouTuber that I like, so I'm going to give him a subscribe just so I support not only him, but I support my favorite YouTuber's friend. Well, what happens there is that you get a subscriber, but the thing is that person is way less inclined to actually watch that smaller YouTuber's content, because all they really did was subscribe just because they happen to be the friend of that YouTuber they actually like. So that's why it's so important to collab with people who are either smaller than you, or if you're just starting off, collab with people who are at a similar size to you and grow together. Because it's already so hard to grow when you're small, but if you kind of work together with other people, and especially like when it comes to stuff like gaming content, watching like a let's play with another person there in the video, tends to be a lot more fun than say just by yourself, unless you're a very strong personality. So that's why and that's pretty much what I did, because then what also happens is that when you do get a bunch of pity subscribers, you get all these subscribers, but you don't have a fan base of your own. So you're kind of stuck. You're like, okay, I have all these subscribers, but why am I not getting any views? But that's because you haven't even built a fan base of your own yet to build a platform off of, let alone getting other subscribers. So work with people who have similar sized channels, build a fan base together, and then once you're at more of a substantial size, then you can start venturing out with other people.
Let's see here, Nicole.
Can you do it first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So this is kind of like a little bit off topic, but have you watched where the Valentine's special where Einstein and Anime Man kissed?
Yeah, and I was completely fine with it. I mean, honestly, that was the. No.
That was like a year before we started dating.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I watched it a couple times, maybe more than a couple. Thank you. Another question?
We can get
It's mine is kind of surprised too, but you can do one more person.
Okay, all right. Blue shirt.
How do you guys promote your content to get more people to know about your channel?
Oh, what?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I be honest with you? I don't. Honestly. I've never promoted myself. The only promotion I do is when I collab with someone else.
That's the
literally,
promotion.
That's literally the only promotion I do. Because this is a big no-no to people who are especially starting off YouTube. If you ever go to like a big YouTube channel's video, right, and you scroll through the comments, you ever see comments which are like, hey guys, I make similar content to this. Go check out my channel. You ever see comments like that?
I hate those people.
That is the worst thing you can do for your channel. Because that is literally selling out to a bigger channel. And a lot of channels like that tend to actually get they get the recognition that like you see them in the comments of that bigger channel, but a lot of those kinds of channels get blacklisted by people and bigger YouTubers because it's like, dude, this isn't a place to promote your channel. Like this is a place to enjoy this.
In my experience,